Yo, 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 ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another mod stream. We're back. We've got some stuff going on today. It's actually a first one in a while. I was busy doing some casting for European Development Championship and the Ven Invitational with my homie Jamie at SquidCS. Can drop him a follow. We've got an episode of Elo Heaven that just dropped as well. Don't miss this one. Lots of banter, especially towards the end. Pretty good stuff. And aside from that, there have been some other developments, believe it or not. In fact, X405 in the Discord server was able to come up with some pretty neat technology. As you can see here, we've got an establishing shots demo. And what this has facilitated by his code and his handiwork allows us to actually have an establishing shot similar to the campaign in the, before you just start a normal map and use map settings. So in theory, you could have exactly what you would need for that aspect of like the campaign splash screens in the middle of a use map settings campaign. Like I could have used this for Inconsummate as an example without having to use around any of that stuff, like actually building it into the campaign screen or whatever. So it's quite useful. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but obviously this is a bit of a tutorial on how to use it. And then you get into the briefing, then you can obviously get into the game, and there you go. So I will have an unlisted video up with the full demo of that pretty shortly. In fact, I might as well just throw that up now, since I was able to record it. And yeah, that's pretty much where we find ourselves today. It's a pretty exciting time, in my opinion. Let's see here. I'll call this one Establishing Shots Demo. Where's it at, homie? There it is. Just unlist that video. I'll post it in Newbor in a sec. Shouldn't take too long. It's less than a minute. So yeah, pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. What else is good stuff? I've fully implemented the Blackjack, the Aspirant, and the Cohort in terms of their basic stats and stuff, their graphics. We obviously also have the Scrapyard. I think maybe I've got to redo the Shadow for the Blackjack. I don't actually fully remember, but DF was very kind in helping make sure that the inking was correct for that one. So I'm quite grateful for his efforts there. He also obviously did the icons, as is customary. Oh yeah, I still haven't fixed my fucking moron. That's just how it is. Here's the Blackjack. I've got to get the wireframe done for it, obviously. And I think I wanted to try a smaller selection circle. The problem is that the only smaller selection circle there is too small for my money. Obviously, these guys don't have the most frames in terms of their like idle animation or their walk cycle. Their idle animation actually has a lot more frames. So, for example, if I stop this guy, you'll notice that there's actually quite a few. Like this direction doesn't exist when walking, but it does exist when attacking or idle, and that is a bit of an issue, I guess. I might also do a little bit of like an idle animation for these guys. I'm not 100% sure. They are obviously meant to be full automatons, and as a result, their setup will be a little bit different, actually. I might even give them like the same placeholder portrait as the Shaman. We'll see what happens there. I will probably spend most of today working on a little bit of the decoration for this map and almost just talking shop, getting back up to speed with the headspace of some of the work that I've been doing. And yeah, ideally, that would be perfect. So there you go. We still have a whole host of units that we could add, but not too many unit entries, unfortunately, so it'll probably be a little bit before we're ready for that. Close this one out here. I did actually pretty this map up a little bit more towards the top left area, or just this upper strip, adding a little bit of additional detail. I think my main concern is not having it look too samey. I guess we have the rocks to kind of break up a little bit of the, shall we say, like, well, it is a desert, I guess, but it feels like the rocks help to break up the monotony a little bit. I just haven't used them in too many places because obviously they block pathfinding, or not pathfinding, buildability. Some of the doodads will block pathfinding, but definitely want to keep a lot of this stuff open where possible. Unfortunately, we are pretty limited in terms of what's left in the tile set department. For jungle, it has reached its capacity. Otherwise, I would be considering adding in the installation tiles to that tile set as well. I think that would go over pretty well. But it's a bit of a tough ask, I think. Something I might look into doing a little bit later is plopping in some of the, like, essentially taking the doodads that are on the sand, the sandy dunes, trying to move some of those over to dirt and other tile types, because I actually think that they are pretty massively useful for my money. Maybe we can fit some rocky ground over here where it will be less impactful. There we go. Can't get away with that one, unfortunately. Okay, that should do it. Again, at this point, the decoration is mostly about making sure that it doesn't look so stale and plain, which is a bit of a challenge, but it's certainly possible to achieve, I think. Now the wind's really kicking up. The weather's been real hit or miss these past couple of days. Opening up this week, it was really nice. Then it rained all day yesterday, and now it's like ridiculously windy for no reason. I don't really want to add anything over here that's going to block pathing, but or build space, most importantly. What's up, Iron Torch? How you doing, dude? I think this area will look pretty nice because there isn't really a whole lot of sand around. There we go. I snuck a sneaky Ahmed in. I guess there can be another one up here somewhere. All right. We've done that. The question is, I mean, I don't know, man. There's not really a whole lot going on as far as, like, some of the finer details or whatever. I don't know if how sold I am on the final layout either. I think I might need some tests to confirm, but yeah, I guess this whole, like, area down here is pretty barren, isn't it? Bottom middle. Very limited doodads in the bottom right as well. The more I mess around with the desert tile set, the more I realize it is kind of limited in that aspect where there's not like an inner tile that we can use that. Well, maybe we just have to make more liberal use of the dried mud tile. That might be the answer, actually. Oh, that's the Immortal game, isn't it? That is a frequent subject of derision in the Discord server. We mostly consider it to be a massive prank. I'm impressed with myself that I even remembered that that's what the game was called. Yeah, they've basically just jumped the shark in terms of like they've really gone whole hog with that whole accessibility shit. And seemingly not really for a good reason. Like I look at that game and the devs and I believe that they just either they're very cynical and they know that a proper RTS has no idea for a commercial success, and they are looking for commercial success, so they're willing to just not make a good game, or they've bought into their own bullshit a little too much and just don't like they just have completely wrong ideas. And that'll just bear out. Like if the game is a success, it won't be off the back of it being a good RTS. It'll be off the back of it being like a wild departure from both RTS and MOBA, gameplay. The problem is that I think mostly related to the marketing that is circulating for this game. For my money, is a little bit too, I would say, just dishonest. Right? They're kind of posing it like an actual RTS, but they're doing that without actually trying to be an RTS. So it almost feels counterproductive to me for them to even bother. Clash Royale. I actually never played Clash Royale or Royale. I don't imagine I missed much. Always nice to have another programmer around to exchange ideas with. What the fuck? Imagine resetting camera shake settings. Hmm. Trying to think of what doodads I would even want to be able to use that I currently cannot use. You know what I mean? Like, maybe more destroyed stuff, but I actually think we need more organic things, like more plant life or whatever. Maybe more rocks, like more terrestrial features that don't block pathfinding. Or buildability. Like, they shouldn't block either, obviously. Because I think that's the main limiting factor, right? Is I need a map that looks pretty reasonable, but also doesn't have really stupid shortcomings that affect the player in terms of, like, what the available build space is. So maybe I just need more different, like, terrain texture types, so to speak. Hello, gameplay suffering. This is an editor for Starcraft Brood War, and I am making a map. I guess I should throw something down here. Maybe we can hide an Ahmed down here, actually. Where's my Ahmed doodad? I know I put one. Here it is. Hidden Ahmed. Nobody will ever see him. I wonder about this area. I guess the only thing that's like a little bit stupid, or not stupid, but like an issue, if you want to call it that, is the fact that this thing is there to block some pathfinding, but I think that's actually fine. Maybe we can add some more like not destroyed architecture. Let's see. But again, this stuff blocks pathfinding to its own extent, so I wonder. Maybe this is the one that's like misplaced at the end of the jungle doodads for some reason. Oh yeah, it is, definitely. So I guess this then would be the actual satellite that I was initially looking at. Or is it? No, that's that. What's down here? Oh, who would have guessed? No, we have the slightly recolored geyser to have it be a bit custom, but aside from that, we have not yet made mineral patch recolors. It is something that we eventually do want to do for each tile set. Like, I think it could be really thematic on Ashworld, for example. You have, like, the, minerals that have those lava flecks in them or something. That could be really cool looking. I guess desert, they would just be a little sandy, similar to the geyser. I think keeping the predominantly teal blue color is a good idea for readability, but having, like, the base of them be a little bit more out there in that respect is probably not a bad idea. I have to quickly take a look at something. All right, I think I've done enough there. Oh no, I wanted to do one other thing. I wanted to prank somebody by putting like a what are those called when you have the trees inside a globe? It's not a greenhouse, it's some arboreum, I think. Or maybe it's pronounced arboreum. I want one of those somewhere. Maybe in just a goofy position like that. There we go. There is a tree on the map now. Question is, oh man, that is going to be a bit of an issue. In order for me to even test this map properly, I'm going to have to add support for the new units for Terrans. I like some of the function names in that. Play some play image crap that crashes. Not a bad one. There we go. Just move that around and give it a little bit more spacing. It's those tiny adjustments that I'll just probably continuously make throughout development. Try to make sure that everything is going well. Can you believe that some of these doodads were actually just like would just fully block your ability to build structures? All right. I think we've done a decent amount of detailing. I do think that the crevices help the resource areas feel quite a bit more grounded. Pretty nice. Yeah, I just have no pathable, buildable doodads ever. Oh yeah, this is an area that doesn't have pretty much anything. We are very much constrained into making this an area that has been hotly contested, so to speak, because we have like no other ways to detail without it being like ridiculously repetitive. Even this feels pretty repetitive though. I'll probably come back to that top area. I think that's pretty much our final target. Maybe some stuff over here, but... Okay. So let's switch over here. Build pref. Let me jump up here. This will say shadow, and this is where we need to start setting the stage for... That's the other thing, too, is that I need to... Oh, I guess I gotta figure out exactly where it gets added. And what... I guess it'll take precedence over... Pref shadow will probably be like a personality thing. So I guess we'll just call this pref B future station. That's it. Future station 13. Okay. That's done. Now we have to go towards the end of the units, and we have to do pref U. So this will be, I guess we'll just start with blackjack. Let's see if our set pref blackjack 113. And now we would have Claymore or Siren. Claymore. That's a weird thing. Okay. Very strange word to write out. Anticathon. Okay. We've done all that. Now I just have to actually add the shadow stuff. Oh, the other thing I have to do, of course, is in this stuff. We've got pref air nana. Okay, so this would be like varset pref scrap, yeah, or pref shadow basic 113. And we would say varset pref shadow future 113. And varset pref shadow tinker 113. I guess this should actually go underneath that. And then this will be varset pref biotic 113. Okay. So we've done all that, and now I obviously just need the actual pref shadow. Oh, this can be fixed. Okay, what else do we got? Okay. Those are in. And then obviously we have scrapyard. Oh, I know, this would be future station blank biotic base Tinker's Tower. I'll just comment those out for now. This is Blackjack, Experiment, Cohort. And this would be Claymore, Siren, Striga, Luminary, Tarask, Anticathon. Okay. This is biotic base, pref B, biotic base. blackjack, refu blackjack. This is, again, Claymore, refu Claymore, Siren, Siren, Terras, refu Terras, Anti-Cathon, refu Anti-Cathon, and then Striga, refu Striga, and Luminary. Okay. The system is pretty easily expandable, but it is pretty messy. What else do we got? So I guess the first personality I'll put together for this would be opening up with some blackjacks and then jumping into like mech off the back of that. And then ideally, if we were to get in like the future station and the Claymore, it would make use of that as well. Okay. Oh yeah, now I've got to actually do this. Shadow. And then foreshadow. Ha! Foreshadow. JK. That is true. Hmm. Jeez. All right, so I've named my builds. Now I can actually put them in here. I think I covered everything there for setting up a new personality. The only other thing... yeah, here we go. Wait, what is it even doing to this? At most, so 0 or 1 for, so the only ones that it wouldn't do this for are bio and, oh, I see. So for air and for bio, go back sooner, I guess. All right, well. I don't think we need to do that necessarily. I think we can do var ex jump. This would be like in, oh no, it's the variable would be pref bio, and then we would say one main transport loop 13, and then just do this again for pref air, because there's some here where obviously I'm, oh, okay, we can just copy this then. Maybe that's what I should be searching for, actually, is disruption web unit. So this should be var ex jump pref mech 1 t scale exp 13. And then if it's pref bio, it's t scale atk. And then otherwise it randoms. Okay, well, whatever. That's fine, I guess. I'll just add. We have to take these and then add scrapyard. Oops. There you go. Well, there's only 2 cases of it. Whatever. Wait, did I just screw something up? No, okay, never mind. That's how it's supposed to be. So I'll do var ex jump pref mac 1 anti-grief mac 13 air is if it's pref air. Okay. 13 jump 1 grief cloak air 13. Okay. So there should be R13EX. Jump. Oh, it's pref raider. Okay. I should have known that, actually. So yeah, the only disruption web unit shit should be in here so that we can Yeah, okay. That's good. So I guess I should do, hold on, bar 13. Okay, that's good. And then, what else was I going to check for? The defense stuff, TDFG. Yeah, I guess I should have like a shadow. And then do this. TDFG build shadow. Set def cycle. Shadow 2. I think I'll take I'll just recycle general for now, and then we'll, aside from that, just add a couple of extras, or maybe replace a couple of extras, because obviously they don't have a complete tech tree for the shadow branch yet, so I don't want to do anything else there. So we'll just say we've got Maverick, Madcap, Cleric. Yeah, so I'll just do def B GG1. Oh yeah, eventually we're going to replace the defense stuff with preferences anyway. I just haven't gotten around to do that. So we'll say blackjack, 113. Wait, no. So I guess we'll say 2 blackjack, 1 cohort, 1 aspirant. And then in here we can just do 1 blackjack, 2 cohort, 1 aspirant. Okay. Shadow and shadow. Def A build shadow. Yeah. I guess it would be like 1 blackjack, 1 cohort, and 1 aspirant. Maybe 2 blackjacks, I don't know. Okay. And then obviously for use, oh man, we do have to figure out this, don't we? This needs to be split up at some point because there is a limit of 20 in the AI tree, which is pretty stupid. Wow. I'm impressed that less than 2 hours after I dropped that video, it's already got 100 views. Guess people were waiting on it. What was I just gonna look up? Oh yeah. Never mind. I remembered. Without def use commands, though, they won't. I guess we'll just do 1 blackjack, 1 cohort, 1 aspirant. We'll just stick these towards the bottom. Where's the def u GG go away? There we go. Number should be with this. Oh, there's no Pazuzu in here. That would be a problem. Okay. And then we'll just take this and stick it in the bottom of AG. AG. And this will be AA. Again, Penumbra can go up here underneath Paladin. Pazuzu can also get stuck up there. Okay. Well, we've thrown them all together, so at least there's bare bones support for them there. Now we just have to go and add them in the ATK block, which obviously means, let's see here. Oh, there's a gap here, okay. I was confused. Scrapyard. Just add scrapyard to all these, and then just duplicate this string, and we'll do scrapyard, and we compare that to starport nanite assembly. And then we'll call this add shadow. And this is ref shadow. Add shadow. I'm also not really crazy about this either, because obviously jumping to this stuff. I guess the unit check only, it just starts with whatever you have the most production structures of, and then after that it descends elsewhere, so maybe that's the trick. It's probably fine. Then we need build orders after this, so that's my next stop. But let's finish adding the actual attack logic. Then I'll probably take a quick bathroom break, and then I can do the builds. And then, I guess, we can just slap in some... oh, I have to do production as well. I have to do adding in the production logic for the new thing. So let's do ATK shadow. Call ATK shadow. Let's do ATK shadow. Advanced, call ATK shadow. Standard, or, yeah, standard is fine. And then turn. We'll do future, I guess. No, we want standard, and then if there's like a... Oh, yeah, hold on. Let's see what we can actually put together here. Alright, now we've got var at L call, pref claymore. So we'll just comment these out for now, but pref claymore 1, ATK claymore 13. And then we'll just duplicate this, ATK siren, pref siren. And then pref biotic 1, biotic 15. Okay. Trying to think of, oh, I guess technically, yeah, maybe that's fine. I don't know. Biotic is probably technically more powerful, but it really depends. So if there is no preference, should it always be going that way? That's just a, maybe not an issue, but something that I definitely have to figure out what I want. Anyway, we can either for biotic pref Tarask or anti-Chthon. And then call ATK to ref, ATK anti-Chthon, turn, call pref. Oh yeah, and those will be jumping directly to the 2s for the prefs. And what else do we have? Between Tinkerer, it's Striga. And Luminary. And then obviously in all the way back up to ATK Shadow. Just comment out the advanced one entirely. Okay. Pretty reasonable stuff, I think. You just have to scroll to the bottom here and then ATK. Am I just missing something? Why is this Hazel? Oh, I think I just did these out of order. I did them in the order that they were called instead of like the order of tech. It's going to be a little bit of a, that's inconsistent. I'll just have to reorder those later on. For now, I'll just do ATK Blackjack, No Towns, Scrapyard, Blank Return, ATK Blackjack 2. Turn. And then obviously this is a Q rel, say rel Blackjack, Scrapyard 1, Scrapyard 255, Global 6399. We just don't queue for the specialists always. And then cohort, towns, Scrapyard blank turn. I guess I could just copy this for the next two. So this is cohort. And this is a Spirant, obviously. Okay, easy enough. Now we have our system for attacking. Okay. It's obviously pretty easy to add since there's only one right now. We can do the add-ons later. Add infra is a bit odd. Okay, add prod loop. Prod check. Ref shadow 1. Add prod shadow check. I think it was like 64, 85, 28. Prod shadow check. Okay. Shadow check. How much does a scrapyard cost again? Prod scrapyard. Alright, whatever. It's kind of simple right now, but I guess that's all we'd have, since there's not like a secondary production structure the way there is for the other branches. Maybe that's something I add later on. I don't know. I guess 3 add-ons is a bit much for a single unit, but or a single structure rather. Okay. Let's figure out what we're doing. I think, isn't Gen towards the top, or did I move it down? No, I didn't. Okay, build order. This is where we'll say pref shadow, build order shadow. Again, I'll just copy a lot of this stuff from general, I guess. Shadow, royal flush, unholy trinity, and I don't want to look angels above. Here we go. Figured it out. Okay. Guess I'll have to add W scrapyard to the list of things as well. There we go. Scrapyard. Okay. All right, well, I shall return momentarily, obviously. Shadow, royal flush. Let me see what the, okay. They all end the same, of course. Shadow, thin. And they all usually begin the same. I'll just slap this in here. Get pref shadow basic, needs to be pref shadow standard. And then build pref shadow Oh yeah, I never did the shadow units, so I guess this would be like shadow standard blackjack. I guess I'll just do that real quick then. It's under Phobos, yeah. Pref shadow standard blackjack, live set pref blackjack 113. Build pref shadow standard cohort. Alright, I guess I'll just keep it at that for now. And then obviously this can be build pref shadow standard cohort aspirant. Okay. All right, so obviously we can actually get down to brass tacks a little bit later when I return from my short break here. Until then, BRB. Oh, let me actually show you guys something epic. There you go. That's probably as epic as we're going to get. BRB. Okay, let's get back to it, homies. Gotta change up my music as it has gone silent. Could have closed that this whole time. Pretty funny. Okay. AI support almost finished here. I mean, technically it's there, but we want to make sure that we, Well, I guess one of the concerns with this system is... I don't really see how scrapyards get requested outside from, like, from the add prod block. I guess we just do this. Okay. I don't see how they get requested from add shadow. Yeah, I guess it's just up to random chance, right? Maybe this is where we should do the unit check stuff. But maybe it doesn't matter. So then if we go to the ATK shadow, I think it is. Hold on. Oh, okay. I didn't actually... Oh, I see. Add shadow is ATK shadow, ATK raid. Well, I guess that kind of depends what it would be. I think more often than not it'll be raider, then mech, then air. That's what we'll use. And then I guess, yeah, we could just slot shadow in here. So shadow would probably be between those two. For raider, it would probably be before mech, and for mech, it would probably be before raider. It's a bit of an intermediary. So that's good. And then again, we just do 64, 85, 128, and shadow there. Okay. I actually don't really agree with the... Well, I guess the unit checks are going to come through anyway for the initial barrage. Oh, okay, yeah. Maybe that system is fine then. It just sort of... It does randomly pick what to top off with, but... Maybe that's okay. Okay. The question is how often do we want to go straight scrapyard? I actually think this start is pretty good for most of these, where it's depot, reservoir for gas. Remember that used to be called refinery. Depot, reservoir, barracks as the opener. I feel like that's pretty good for most of these, as it lets them spend some early minerals. I think maybe for angels above it shouldn't be there, and we should just do supply depot reservoir, and then like, what's an example of going straight to starport? Did they ever do that in any of these starport builds? They do over here, but I haven't actually verified the timings of this, so let's quickly take a look here. So if we go to the unit stat, we can quickly check. So Reservoir actually has a 600-second timer, which means that if we go for like 300, okay, we'll just increase the weights like that. Let me just find... Let me find the... I want to quickly go grab the 4... Because Royal Flush is going to be a bit more mech-oriented. And I was just thinking... Yeah, this could be like... Grab this and copy it over for us. So now we've got 25 seconds to gather 100 gas. I feel like that should be enough time. But obviously we can also just pop into the test map and see. Well, I guess I should restart until I'm Terran. Will I ever change my race? Yeah, okay, never mind. I guess it would just be quicker to... There we go. We'll just quickly test about how long it will take a human player to achieve 100 gas. Although the AI will have a better split than me. Shouldn't be too big of a deal. So we go for our reservoir around this time, pretty much as soon as we have the minerals. There it is. Then we have the ability to grab another one. That's a nice bug. Supply keeps on going up, homies. Whatever, we'll fix that later. That must be related to some of the other shit. Okay, so we finished it at 115. Now instantly pivoting to get gas from it. We'll see how long it takes us to get up to 100. It looks like we'll have 100 before 25 seconds is up, because that would be 140. Yeah, just about there, actually. All right, so the AI should definitely have that much after that amount of time. So we can go for a scrapyard. Oh no. So obviously Unholy Trinity is meant to be an infantry-focused build. I think we can jump in and grab something from Raider, maybe 4x pressure. Maybe right here. This might do it. Or maybe even this. I don't know if I want clerics for this build. I think I actually would want apostles for this build. So we'll probably change that to apostle. But heavy madcap. Do we want the medbay in that situation? Yeah, I guess so. Like, we would still prefer that. And then for Spirant, I guess we can just take the Air Rax build. Or what do we have for air anyway? I think we just have... Yeah, the Wraith Bio build is probably fine, I guess. And then obviously we can like add to this afterwards, but we're just using some junk copy and paste stuff. Okay. And we confirmed the timing should be good for a scrapyard, which will allow us to... So I guess that means the reservoir halfway through this weight 600 is done, and then another 600 of a weight gets us to about 100 gas, which would mean you'd probably want a weight 900 after the reservoir finishes to get a starport request in. So stuff like this, for example, right, where I'm just going to find a case where they go straight from reservoir to starport right here. This is way too fast for the starport. This is like, we're missing weight 1200 on top of this weight 300 for the starport to make sense. So we can jump in with a 450 for the starport, or for the depot, the second depot, if that's something that I wanted timing wise. I think even that is kind of unnecessary. So we'll wait 600, and then we need to wait 900 for the starport, and then it's like 10. I think it's 1080 or 1200 for the starport to finish before this Q Wraith thing can come through. So yeah, obviously, like at this point, maybe now we wait 600 for the starport. But during this time, we are going to be floating quite a bit of cash. So I wonder if maybe the answer is to expand after this, but this is also supposed to be like almost not really a one base, but the intention is very much clearly to not necessarily float a whole lot of cash. So maybe we wait 150, and maybe we drop the barracks before the NG bay, actually. I think that's probably a good idea so that they have something to defend with in the meantime. So I would even drop the weight over here, like maybe just wait 24... Wait, build supply. 150, build barracks. And then we can add like a weight 300 and then a weight 300 again. Because like, what is this? This is starport. Assuming they build it almost immediately, right? That gives us 600, 1200. Okay, so this is a pretty reasonable amount of time actually. At this point, maybe we just go ahead and drop this to 150, and then the first starport would be done. And then at that point, you could start to queue the wraiths. And then again, I think it's also 1080 or whatever it is for the barracks. Yeah. Oh, starport's actually 1200. So is the factory, I'm assuming. So the barracks being 1080 here is actually pretty notable. So if that's the case, then we have barracks 300, 600. Obviously, so we only have 900 before the Mavericks start getting queued. We obviously don't want that to be the case, so maybe we wait 300 and then another 300. Yeah, I think that's probably a little bit more reasonable. That gives us about 1080. We might even do like a weight 450, I guess, after that. We're just trying to make the weights a little bit more appropriate. And now I think with this adjusted, we won't push back the expansion that much, but we will manage our money a lot better in the early stages. Like I think even doing like another build to barracks 75 or whatever is actually a good idea here. And then we can kind of just go whichever direction we want. It actually looks like the add-ons are 80, which tells me that I don't think 75 is even the number we're supposed to have for these. I see 96 over here for medbay. Oh, maybe 75 isn't. No, it looks like 95, 96. So 96 being add-on, 95 being production. And then, oh, I see. Instead of building the engineering bay explicitly, I'm supposed to be jumping this in that way. Okay, that's a bit different. So we'll do this. We'll call it engineering bay. And then I guess we can change that up a little bit. I guess it's no surprise some of these builds don't play too nice with the new system, given that they haven't actually been added or modified the way that we would want them to be. Okay. I don't know what the fuck was going on there. That was a bit odd. All right. Let's keep scrolling around here. Okay. I think we're getting somewhere anyway. Where's my engineering bay request? Okay, it is a contextual thing, but that's fine, I guess. Okay. Now that we've fixed up some of those issues, I guess I have to jump into this. Gonna have to consult the previous change logs. Maybe there's a way I should format this stuff for readability's sake when there's something new. Yeah, shadow production, built from Mason, and center. I had a different way to describe the cohort. Is it really just called frenzied? I feel like that's kind of lame. Black. Maybe it was the blackjack that I had. Yeah, Scrappy Walker. Whatever. There you go. Sanity defying interaction. I do like that. Okay. We still haven't been able to figure out why they don't use transports anymore. That's something that obviously got broken a while ago. For seemingly no reason. The question is, how many scrapyards do we want to go for before we jump in? Because obviously we need to wait for another about 600 before they jump into a second one, so... Do we just follow this up with another barracks? Or, I mean, 25 seconds, that's not really that much time, so I guess we can just build 2 scrapyard 95. Maybe wait 450, build 2 barracks 95. 150, build 1 at medbay 96. And wait another 600. And then I guess we can expand at that point. And go to... Well, we at least have a single build, more or less put together. Everything else is obviously going to be massively lacking. Let's see if we get any errors when we throw this in there. I'll be very interested in that. Oh, doesn't look like it. Of course, not every error is actually documented, so I guess I should quickly take a look through this to see if I notice any variable things that I see pref shadow. This is all fine so far. The variable command is what I'm mostly concerned with, you could say. But it looks like everything's good. I still haven't actually done all of the work to switch things over for Protoss. I'll probably work on that off stream later today, actually. Would just be nice to get that going. So yeah, pretty soon we'll be able to actually start putting the triggers in for this map, actually have the AI arrive and set things up, although that'll be a bit of a strange operation, to be honest. I don't actually know how I'm going to handle that logistically in a technical sense. So we'll have to think about that one. I'll put my thinking cap on. Thanks. All right. Well, based on that, I think we can pretty comfortably say we've done a pretty good job with this stream. Pretty decent amount of work. What's up? My name is Lowell. I'll hang around for a little bit longer just to talk some shit, maybe shadowbox some plans. And yeah, then I'll be dip setting, as they say. What have you been doing? I probably won't guess it correctly, so I won't even try. What do you got for me? Let's hear it. The classic. You mean within Warcraft 2 itself, or... It seems to be a pretty commonplace thing that people enjoy, like... updates and like remixes almost, reduxes at the very least of existing content. Sometimes more so, I would say definitively more so than they enjoy like original content. If you can call anything made in, like, for example, Brood War or whatever original. It's kind of a hard sell for me because usually it's pretty derivative, but you know what I mean, like like not trying to update the plot or you know, whatever, I guess. So, you know, something a little bit more actually like unique. Like, for example, I would imagine that if you came up with like a custom campaign in the same environment, you'd turn a lot less heads most likely. You'd get a lot less immediate interest than what you're doing right now, which I'm almost certain somebody out there will be like, "Oh, that's kind of cool. I'll take a look." Because it's like some of the original maps or whatever. I would imagine you're probably doing some pretty... well, maybe you're not. I would expect anyway that there's some large-scale updates to it. But it's just a guess, I suppose. I don't know, man. I think most official content is pretty bad in all of these RTS games, so I don't really see how... I don't know. I don't really see people thinking of that critically about it. I think a large portion of RTS players, they go their whole lives without realizing that custom content even exists. That's my my guess anyway. Maybe we just do that instead. That looks a bit better. Yeah, you're probably right about that, to be fair. I just wanted to quickly see if there was anything that stood out to me as being unbuildable when it shouldn't be. I think everything here checks out. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that was even buildable. It's probably fine, though. It's like predominantly... I guess that has a sprite on it. It would be a bit weird, but... Good thing I checked that. Oh, this needs to be fixed up in a sec. It's pretty important to make sure you get the, right stuff there, I think. Can't be fucking around with the buildability too much. Oh, I guess that was actually intentional. Oh, this one is just a bit messed up, that's all. There we go. Fixed it right up. Let me check this other one, see if... No, I already fixed that one, okay. I think. Yeah. I think people would be pretty receptive to any co-op content. It's just that obviously like a minor amount of people, I guess, but like if I decided, fuck it, I'll just do a very like, I don't want to say lazy, but that's probably how I would describe it at the end of the day, version, like a less feature complete version of HYDRA, just like a quick and dirty remake, so to speak. People would probably lap that shit up, right? Like, I think a lot of people would be interested in harder but cooperative, updated versions of the maps, that sort of stuff. Yeah, I guess that's true, right? Wait, what was I just trying to do? Oh, yeah. What's poppin', Mr. DF? Mr. Humfer? And we just have no different kinds of tile types, dude. I agree. Humph and Fanta humph. One way to say it. I guess it was an okay mix. Well, there we go. We can almost take a screenshot of this. Just need that ramp, but even then, oh, actually, I didn't even think about this until just now. I'm probably gonna have to move that shit out of the way. A little bit up and to the left. I think it'll still look nice, though. Currently, it's pretty interesting stuff. Can always use this. It's the iQuare ramp. The tiniest ramp of all time. I guess that looks better and probably functions better than what I had, so whatever. And it fits. What do you think, Dave? There you go. Slap that bad boy around. Yeah, of course. Did I even do the pathfinding for this? I guess. It's like the ultimate placeholder. It's obviously not even on the right texture anyway, so. But whatever. All right. Well, I'm pretty happy with how this all has put itself together. I think we'll be in pretty good shape for the future. All right. Yeah, let's resume development probably tomorrow. Probably be back tomorrow. Well, yeah, DF, that stuff was all outsourced, right? I'm not sure if the tile sets themselves were, but I know that obviously the expansion content was outsourced to another company. Maybe that's just the campaigns? The same way Warcraft 2's expansion was outsourced? I don't know. But it is pretty frustrating, obviously, that you're essentially going to have to remodel both ramps, right? Like the south-facing one and the north-facing one, so that they're rendered correctly. But it will eventually be a pretty good upgrade, I think. It'll be nice to get a complete upgrade over the existing ones. Do you think that the temple ramp was also rendered that way by any chance? Because that was another one where it didn't really make any sense, right? Or did it? Is that one not the case, and it's only like basilica and compound and outpost? Because I feel like all the Brood War tile sets have fucking perspective ramps, and then, or at least for the artificial ones, maybe also for Dirt Cliff. I don't know. Yeah, actually, I think it makes sense for Dirt Cliff too. Like, I think all of the ramps in these tile sets are rendered in some fucked up way, be it perspective or something else. But don't you think that by rendering them correctly, right? Doesn't that give you a better? It'll give us like better south-facing ones as well. That'll just look significantly better. Maybe that's something we could look into for your version of the ice ramp, the man-made ice ramp. I'm not 100% sure if that one's even an offender though. Like maybe it would look better if you re-rendered it since you have the one that's north facing, but if not, it's not really that big of a deal. Obviously, it's pretty much appreciated that you're even doing them in the first place, so whenever you end up getting to them. But yeah, you popped in just as we were ending the stream. So yeah. But these man-made ones are like so obviously fucked. I remember when you were first doing the Ice World Outpost ramp, you did like that very quick and dirty rendition, and you were talking about how it doesn't make any fucking sense at all. Yeah. So it becomes pretty obvious that they had some lardy incompetence. Well, that's just the way it goes, I guess. Like I said earlier, we will be back tomorrow. Pretty good work done today on AI, on some stuff related to the map. Pretty happy with all that shit. Soon I shall return and get even more work done on this map, on stuff related to the mod. And yeah, I sent a demo of the establishing shots earlier in Noob War. If you missed that, you can check that out on the Discord server. And looking good from X405. Appreciate that guy for popping in and doing some programming work with us. Yeah, pretty epic. Bye.